Test radio, checking for the massive transmittal item.
It's working. This is Robert.
Okay, well, I think we're working. I'm not even sure which jingle singers are here tonight. Let's see. I'll just throw open the microphone.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar. You can listen with your whole family.
All right, well, that's not bad. I think all of the jingle singers are here tonight, so we'll have a battle of the jingle singers. And what is with this lighting? Sort of, there's some type of mood lighting for the Old Tube Radio Network. I don't know. My name is Dennis, Net Controller for the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radio is glowing in the dark. You could be tuning us in live and direct at 27085. That's channel 11. In the Central Valley of California. Skip was in early, then it went away, then it came back, and now it is very quiet. I expect we could have some e-skip coming in. We'll find out. You could be checking us out at oldtuberadio.net, where there is a link to the audio in the chat. If you don't want to go up on the YouTube that is up now, you could be on YouTube. Wherever you are, thanks for joining us. And if you have a tube radio and are able to get it on frequency here, we'll be able to check it in after the roll call. Speaking of which, let's stand by and see if we can get a couple of early check-ins before we start up here. OTR listening.
Right, 24 checking in.
24, I've got you, Joseph. No problem. And I think I hear 61 over as well.
61 checking in, Dennis. Thank you.
All right, 61, sounding good in the neighborhood. Who else? Over. Well, let's keep going. Let's start with 00. See if 00's out there. Going to have the Echo link up. Also, the crossband will be up and running.
00 checking in.
And 00 checking in. I've got the X and the square, Wayne. You've got the 2-for-1 coupon, so we'll catch you coming up on page 4. If you're playing the home game like I am, where are you at? You're on the block 5 for the 28th of March, 2026. Can you believe that? We've been doing this since the 1980s, but if you have the home game stacked under your bed like I do in a bunch of shoe boxes, you'll be checking in that box. Let's go to SWL1. One of the guys that started this all, get him checked in. And SWL2, who was out there, hello, OBP. Checking in. You are 9 pounds. What was the item? 9 pounds, good modulation, Chestnut and Herndon. And what radio was that? Was that the R2700A receiver that was stuck on S9? I don't remember. You'll have to let me know. SWL3, Rob is checked in. Where is Mr. Rainmaker tonight? I believe old radio night. JT was on hiatus due to some technical issues. I have a few, but we're good enough to go. The pocket protector needs a little starch, and there may be some other things that stop working along the way here. But as long as we check in a few radios, that will be a good thing. And Levon, I see a 5 is checked in, looking good, with an X in the proverbial square or something like it. Let's go up to SWL7. Mr. Ed, he's checking in right now. Thank you, Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed, who is no spring chicken when it comes to sitting in the air chair of the Old Tube Radio Network. Who's next on page 1 here? Let's go out to Sangertown for 982 Dirt Dog. Get a proxy in for Dirt Dog. SWL 10 and or 30 out in northern Idaho. Were there to be conditions for some northern Idaho tonight? We'll find out. The dynamic duo of Dan and Dapper Dan, Mr. Cornbread. Dapper Dan, I've been kind of out and about working in the flora and fauna, so I'm not as dapper as I could be. So I think 12 is going to have me in the dapper department tonight. We got you guys checked in. SWL 13. Listening in on the crossband radio. Hello, radio. I've got you checked in, Mike. No problem. KB6GFD. From the crossband radio. That's SWL 13. It's been on our list for a long time. Lucky number 13, as we used to say. Let's try Sangertown once again, SWL 14. Possibly look for a proxy on that. Where did I put my pen? It's right over here. SWL 15. Hans was in early. I guess you guys do the time change over there, but it's this week, right? So it kind of throws things off. But you are here and looking okay. Let's see if you're up on the other board. Going to check the weather out there at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. Thanks for joining us, and there is the official check-in. SWL 16 joining us from just behind the monitor there, keeping everything looking good. Charlie, we had a good week. Are all the lights on? Why do we have the strange little thing going on? I don't know. Was somebody cleaning in here? It's a necessary thing, but you know they move things around. I don't know. All right, thanks, Charlie. Got you checked in. Let's see. Charles is in. SWL 17. SWL 18. Getting a check-in for Mr. KDA from Facebook. As always with the cue cards, looking good. I know the light is shining onto the cards tonight, so they're a little bit easier to see. That doesn't mean that I'll be reading them properly, but at least if I can see them. Less chance for a OTR faux pas. Thank you, Chet. Is it warmed up over there? Let me check. Let me check your space up. 30 degrees. You guys are having a heat wave. I think the last time we checked it was minus something. Feels like 30. At what time is it? 11:09. Still Saturday over there, huh? Let's go to SWL 20.
Number 20 here. Check me in 29 and 54. And I might possibly have a radio of interest tonight.
All right. Well, it sounds like it sounds as though you may be testing that radio of interest at the moment, and so far so good.
Alrighty. Well, we'll see. Okay. We'll get back to you probably later. Had a little stressful day, but I'm still alive. Okay. Take care. We'll talk later.
Okay, no problem. If you need to lay down per the doctor's orders and watch the Old Tube Radio Network like that, not a problem. We heard you. We'll just replay this. Replay your check-in so that we know you're there. Thanks.
Okay, you betcha.
Also, a big X in the square for Mr. JT, South Carolina, the Wasama Swamps, purveyor of the old radio night. I think he said he had some technical issues or things going on. I don't know what that means. For me, it can mean anything from loose wires to flames coming out from behind the desk here. So we'll look for Mr. 21 and all the gang over at Old Radio Night coming up next week. We've got you checked in. No problem. There's 11 and 12. We put a proxy in, but we knew that sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get dapper. And you don't want to go on the air in front of the microphoniums until that's all done. So Dan, Dapper Dan, Cornbread, and the whole gang over there, we've got you checked in. Let me see who else is jumping in here. El Toro from Greater Memphis. There's Memphis, and then there's Greater Memphis, Tennessee. El Toro knows which one is there. Early check-in for 59. I can do that, Uncle Hairball. I see you there. We'll get you. And I see Mr. DD21 928 from Mesa, Arizona. I'm not sure if we're going to get some Arizona skip in here tonight or not. It would be nice if that could happen. I see Craig needs a early check-in. No problem there. Private Thor. Tiger Woods is on a roll. Is it a good roll? Is it a downhill roll? Is it heading towards the cup? I don't know. And 103 checking in early. We get you as well. The old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio is going in the dark. Direct and net roll call. We're on page 1 looking for SWL 22. That would be Tyler, way up in Alaska. The bands are quiet, as you can hear. No skip at all, even from the mini grass. But don't worry, there might be something. Let me bring up. Where is it? It should be this page right here. Well, look at that. So says the map. We could be getting something. So let me center it here. We could be getting something from Hawaii. Out in the ocean, yeah, like stuff there. Up near Seattle, the Squamish guys. Southern Cal, I don't know. That would be super short. What does the other DX map say? Nothing. I think that's a little more true. We've got MUF up in Arizona somewhere. So good luck. Good luck on getting into the old Tube Radio Network, unless you're within the ground wave here. Back to the control room. Mr. Skidoo, 23 style. Possibly checking in from somewhere. Keeping Espresso Trucking Company under control. UDX 183, hello, Jed. And Alpha Zulu, or what do they say? America Zanzibar out in Nineland. Hello, radio. Thanks for joining us. SWL 24 checked in early. Let's go out beyond the Giraffe in Madera Heights to SWL 25.
Hey, good evening, Dennis. 25 checking in.
All right, I'm glad you can hear me. I'm on kind of low power tonight, but I'm trying to make the trip.
Yeah, not a problem at all. And make sure you check in or proxy in 74. And just for kicks, put an X in the square for 45.
You know, it's 74 and 45. Paul and Kelly, they got to be listening in, surrounded by all those radios up there. So thanks for jumping in. We'll get everybody.
All right, Dennis. Thank you.
And who else? From I think I saw Craig. Mr. Mudd was jumping in here somewhere. Yeah, if you're listening, Craig, I couldn't get Big Bertha to make the 14 volts to switch things the way they wanted to. I tried. So I think that'll be going in, unless it magically comes back, and then it should still be should still be going in. Who's getting their kicks on Route 66? I saw that somewhere. Who's in Ventura? JG Mopar. Got a lot of good stations in Ventura, Camarillo, Lompoc. Got a lot of stations out there. SWL 26. SWL 27. I'm going to get Wayne checked in. He checked me in on the Wednesday night, Ned. He was sounding pretty good, but he's kind of like right down the street. So it's hard to not sound good. Jake from State Farm, hello, thanks for joining us on the video chat this evening. Hopefully we'll be checking in one or two of your favorite radios. Hopefully we'll be checking in any radios tonight. But I think we will. I think we'll have no problem. Also, hello to Centerville, Virginia. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, where if when the groundhog comes out and the tube is glowing and the groundhog sees its shadow, I think that means we'll get more than half a dozen tube radios checking in. See, Frodex is listening in from Lawrence, Kansas, making sure I don't blow everything or anything up. West Virginia, Williamson, or somewhere nearby. Champlin, Minnesota. Hello to Clear Lake, California. Clear Lake. I wonder if that's Michael up there in Clear Lake. We were talking on the Voodoo radios on the 950 and some other stuff. Mike's got some great museum piece collections. Maybe we'll show that coming up here in a little bit. Very awesome. I wish we could get some conditions. All right, there's Copenhagen. Where it is 38 degrees. See, the sun is coming out where you guys are. That's up from 30 just about an hour or two ago. Scranton, Arkansas, York, Pennsylvania, Marion, Illinois, and a host of others. Tuning into the old Tube Radio Network, waiting for the Tube radios to come in. Let's go to SWL 28. This is going to be like the noisiest mouse in the world going on here. Who did I miss when I was talking too much? 28's the home of grill bacon burger with cream soda and fries. I don't know. If you're not a cream soda fan, you've got to take it light. You got to take it easy. But I don't know if you can add something in. You can squeeze a little lime into it or something. I don't know. It's that acquired taste. I have a friend who's a cream soda freak. So it's a good thing. I'm glad we have some on hand. Got a check-in for SWL 29, a proxy for SWL 30 waiting for some conditions to come in. Ham radio lady, not hearing this much on 10 meters this evening. It was in earlier, as you know, right, for the worldwide whatever contest that is. I mean, 40 meters was plastered when you looked at the scope. 10 meters, a lot of stations on there, all the way down to 28,305. And then, likewise here on 11, at 5 o'clock, it sort of dumped out. Then Australia came in, then they went away. Then Hawaii came and they went away. So keep your eye on the the band below 28,300. See if you can see any of the CW beacons popping in at 10 watts. At least you know the band is open. Doesn't mean you're going to be hearing anything, right? Anyway, thanks for joining us, and good DX to you. Hope we can get some conditions somewhere. All right, Ham Radio Lady. We got Ham Radio Lady checked in. We got Dwayne checked in. SWL 31. That's Robert and Teresa out in Hendersonville, Tennessee, or near it, or visiting somebody somewhere. Get a proxy for Robert and Teresa. And the busy guy this week who's sitting down in the air chair and hoping that the phone doesn't ring. He's got the little cardboard box. He's hiding under the cardboard box in the radio room, trying to keep his Saturday safe. Well, it sounds like you got everything under control. Or you met all the challenges, so now hopefully it's downhill, the good kind of downhill. The allergy capital of the South. Okay, I was going to say we've got to be the allergy capital of the Central Valley. Whenever I look at the AQI index, it is rarely good, and when the wind comes up and you think it would be good, it just blows all the stuff around. So you guys are probably up there in the close to the triple digits as well there in Texas. Anyway, Robin, looking good. The bands are kind of back, and I chuckled on your on your FT8 thing you were talking about. That is kind of crazy. If you've got a radio and a microphone, well, what can I say? We're sending the Benadryl. SWL 33, myself, and anybody who would like to check in here at the Old Tube Radio Network, we'll give them an X in the square or something like it. Over to SWL 34, that's Jimmy and Captain Chaos and Railroader. Another busy guy with various pages on Facebook to keep radios and railroads beaconing on the internet. Neil, I see you. See you. Let me check you in while you're actually at the air chair 147. Decent conditions from the west coast in Arizona. Yeah, until the sun goes down, right? And the little Caribbean. Well, you guys get that. We can get it early in the morning. Anyone know who the abuser with the loop of the loud baby crying? Heard it's from Phoenix. Maybe it's crying because it's doesn't want to hear the 111. Or maybe the 111 person is gone. That's what it's crying for. I don't know. I'm assuming that's on some type of CB radio, right? It's not on 72, 7.200, 14313. Pick your malicious interference frequency of choice. You'll always have something to listen to.
What number are we on?
We're coming up to 35, so stand by, sir.
I can do that.
All right, we just had to take an early check-in. Thank you, Neil. We are going from 34. We got 34. Also, 35, Mr. Bill checked in earlier from cool Cheyenne. I don't have a temperature there, but I know it's not 80 degrees like it is here. Well, Fresno's down about 70-something now, so we are good. X in the square for Mr. Bill. How about Ken? UDX 1. Speaking of the 111 guy, here he is. We've got him right here. Hello, Ken. Checking in, UDX 111. Maybe you just keep giving your UDX call out. You'll be infamous. Speaking of infamous, from beautiful Midtown. Now, you're sort of like northwest Fresno, or just north Fresno, SWL 37.
Actually, it's northwest. We're more north than west. Yes, 241 Chris here.
Break OTR?
Chris here. Never mind. I'll figure it out one of these days.
All right, well, I figured it out. I put the X in the square for the 37, and you're sounding good, so thanks for jumping in.
Thank you, Dennis. I didn't know what number we was on. I was in there watching the boob tube. And anyway, I timed it right.
You did, and the only reason I know what number we're on is because Chet is holding the cue cards just behind the monitor, so thanks for jumping in.
Okay, Dennis, you be good. Take care. God bless.
All right, and the break for OTR, or the breaking station, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to proxy Chris, but he jumped in there.
They want to proxy, what's that guy's name now? He's some crazy kind of person. He don't remember who. I don't know, but yeah, Dennis. Proxy Dennis in.
One of the Dennises. All right, well, we'll get everybody in. Louis Schinkel, who's got an SWL number that scrolls off the page. We've got you checked in. We're on direct net roll call. We're on page 2 if you're following along.
Your power level.
Let's see. All right, I think we're okay. Maybe I hit. Oh. I lost a. No, we're okay. I lost a light bulb. My item is totally dark over there. But it looks like I still got 12 volts coming out of something. Trying to see if we got technical difficulties. SWL 38, Sam, I see you. Putting X in the square. Also, Standing Stone 1776. Thanks for jumping into the old tube radio network. Foxman 362. Looking good from Rockville. Is it Rockville? No, it's out in Tennessee. Rockin' somewhere. SWL 39. SWL 40.
Yeah, SWL 40 here. Yeah, you're definitely not quite at the usual level. I think I heard you louder earlier. You're about 10 dB down from where you are normally at. Over. But checking. I'm SWL 40 checking it.
Yeah, I am on a little reduced power from the last couple of weeks. That's my technical difficulty, so we'll see if I can be heard. The good thing is the band, the channel, the frequency is a little bit quiet, and we don't have the skip coming in, so that might help me out on the far away station. So yes, you are seeing correctly on the S-meter.
Roger Dodger.
And you are checked in 40. Ham Radio Lady reporting that Channel 11 quiet down in Southern California, not a peep. Nothing going on. Well, if mini grass comes in, something might happen, and yeah, I think I can. We're going to have some tropospheric ducting to get into Van Nuys and Torrance and Huntington Beach and Riverside and all those great places out there. Maybe we'll bounce off the hills of Malibu. Let's go to SWL 41. Road Dog 507. Of course, checking in. Orange County React from Hudson Valley, New York, giving everybody a nice good evening. Let's go to SWL 42.
Good evening, Dennis, and all listeners. 42 in the Radio Viper gang, all here and accounted for. Thanks for all what you do.
All right, and likewise, thanks to all our tube radio operators that pretty much ensure that we have a net and some radios to check in. So that's fun stuff. Sounding good. Big signal tonight, so thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
Ken Carlock is waving to somebody. Yeah, I notice they put numbers after everybody's names now. I don't know what those numbers represent. Something. I don't know. They got numbers after 9. I don't know. They're just there. Let's go to SWL 43. Shortwave listener 44. I'm not sure if I heard him on Friday or Wednesday. I'll give 360 a check-in. Sometimes he can be heard by different people depending on which side of the rock they're on. SWL 45. We'll get a check-in and say hello radio to Paul and Kelly up in North Fork. Who's drinking the Fanta root beer? Oh, Fanta orange. That's better. I'm more of an orange guy than root beer, so save some for me. SWL 46. Shortwave listener 47.
Well, good evening, OTR from the Radio Lounge. This is SWL 47. You were talking about directions in Fresno, where I'm located, and I was kind of jokingly going to say North by Northwest, and probably because that's one of my favorite movies of all time. I've been listening to the soundtrack quite a bit lately. But anyways, from the Radio Lounge in whatever part of Fresno you want to describe this as, 47.
Well, it is there. It's certainly not. It's not Midtown, or it might have. No, it never was. Maybe as Fresno reaches Madera, which is already done, and you probably still aren't there. Sounding good. Good signal tonight. Thanks for jumping in to the air chair. We're having back to spring-like weather for a little bit, so enjoy. Private Thor, did you make it into the ditch banks? They were talking to Australia the other night. Ron has got a good antenna, so he's going to hear you if you're out there. Let's go to SWL 48. I'll get Sammy checked in. Over to SWL 49. Someone said put in a proxy for Sweet Country Mama and Smitty, which I will do. Foxman, what's it? The Jungle Book in Rockwood, Tennessee. You have all the characters out there. SWL 50. Gerald out there in Battle Creek, jumping in. What's going on this week? They'd have to work tonight in the house tonight. Okay, good. Getting these kicks on Route 66. And one of those other highways as well. I had it memorized. I did a radio show once on Route 66, and then they played songs that the titles were the cities along Route 66, like Flagstaff and Chicago and Santa Monica, and on and on and on it went. And of course, the Route 66 song, that was a fun program. So it made me want to maybe drive on Route 66 for a little bit. But I haven't done it yet. Got you checked in 50. Let's go to SWL 51.
SWL 51 checking in.
Sounding good. I think I heard you on the test frequency for a moment. That's right when all the skip came in for that 45 minutes. But you're sounding good now. Over.
Yeah, you sound good too, Dennis. So yeah, a lot of traffic this afternoon. Anyway, yeah, good evening, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks for jumping in. The Old Tube Radio Network roll call, looking for SWL 52, who checked in just right at the top of the net. It's movie night out that way. Let's go see if the legend, SWL 53. Somebody said get Bob checked in. We'll do that. SWL 54. Got a proxy in for Larry. Page 3 is where we're at. SWL 55.
55, checking in.
All right, sounding good on the sideband net, sounding good on the AM net. We got you checked in. Thanks.
Thank you.
And this guy way over yonder, out. Let's see. From here they say go west, young man. SWL 56.
56, getting his kicks on Route 56.
There's got to be a Route 56 somewhere with lots of good stuff. Well, it's right here, and you're sounding good. We've got you checked in. SWL 57. SWL 58. And I'm supposed to check in Jeremy because he has made great efforts in getting through on D-Star and ground wave and skywave and everything here into the Central Valley. It's a little bit late for him to make it from Tennessee to Fresno, but I know he could if there were conditions. SWL 59. And that's Uncle Herbo. He said to check him in because he may or may not be still at the ready to check in. So if you're watching the replay or you're still there, 59, you are checked in. We got your request. Let's go to SWL 60. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Dennis. Evening time to all. On Jake's base here, the 291, the DX2527. Dennis, we'd like to check in this evening.
Well, your wish is my command. It is granted. You're sounding good, really good on the Jake's base. And it says right here, 60, that that's part of the thing. Jake 291, DX2527. The X is in the square.
Well, thank you much, sir, Dennis. Hopefully, years to come, we'll be here in this base. Thanks.
The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio is glowing in the dark. My name is Dennis. In the net control chair, just trying to get through the roll call here so we can check in some radios. We are in Central California, listening and transmitting on channel 1127.085, also beaconing on your universal media netweb at oldtuberadio.net with various links to various places to do various things. SWL 61, Mr. Copenhagen checked in at the top of the net. SWL 62. SWL 63.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead, over.
Dennis, I want to check in 53, checking in, brother.
All right, you are right on the bottom of my page. Someone proxied you in, but I'm going to put the official X in the square because you're sounding good, over.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
53 is in. Didn't hear from 63. How about SWL 64? My note, what is the note on the cue cards? Oh, it says 64 checked in early. Craig came in before we started the net, said, please check me in. We will do that. He's far away. He's out in Wisconsin somewhere, so I think he's got to go to bed early. Let's go to, and I understand that. Let's go to SWL 65. Shortwave listener 66. And Ben-Hur is causing a commotion. He's down there causing a commotion. What are you doing? Oh, okay. You're waving at Foxman. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay to wave to Richie. It's okay. You're excused. You will not have to write on the chalkboard 100 times. Let's go to SWL 66. SWL 67. See if Bill's coming in. Who's joined us? York, Pennsylvania, Marion, Fresno. Still in there. Someone said get Bill checked in from Canby. I will do that. He'll be somewhere. SWL 68. That's also an early check-in from Michael. And Kenny was listening in as well during the pre-show. We have a little pre-show audio going on. I usually try and make a link to that. It's kind of a, what's that, unfiltered something. It doesn't show up on any links, and that's okay. We just want to have the audio up on the channel. So Ken was out there listening, sounding good. Let's go up to SWL 70.
Hello, Dennis. How you doing, man? Hope all is well there. All is good here in Prather. And happy Saturday.
I'm trying to keep it that way. You know, sometimes it starts kind of tipping over, but I think the L2 Radio Network will help. You sounded good the other night, and so hopefully your Saturday is going to be on track as well. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Dennis.
L2 Radio Network. Rosie, hello. 81 and sunny in Emu Park out there in Queensland. Very good. Good morning, good afternoon to you. Let's go to SWL 71. That is Stan out in Dallas, Georgia. I was looking to see if he was up on the screen over here. Stan, if you're listening, I'll get you checked in. Hopefully you didn't mess up. Route 56 is Overland Park near Kansas City. I may have been on that. I was in Lawrence going to Kansas City Mo, right? And so maybe we were on 56. I'm not sure. So we can get our kicks in 56. So there you go. There you go, Phil. Have to put you on the Amtrak out to Overland Park. Let's go to SWL 72.
Skyline 2 checking in.
Radio Boy with some good audio. Sounding good tonight. I put the X in the square. Thanks. He's stealthy. Radio Boy, he won't be there, and then he'll be there, and then he won't be there. What was the Donovan song? First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is. Thanks, 72. SWL, he's saying, what is he talking about? SWL 73. Somebody said put an X in the square for John. I will do that. Likewise for Miss Jilly, SWL 74. SWL 75. SWL 76. Sounds like my audio is cutting. I've got a compressor set way too sensitive. And I do a sizzling sausage or an orange French or a boom, 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 and send the thing into La La Land. I see. Did I call 76? I think so. Mr. Curtis is in the house. Thank you for checking in, Bill. Hurdy-gurdy. Yeah, the hurdy-gurdy man. You got that right. It might have been on that album. Who knows? And Michael's good to Saturday evening. Says I sound great. All the way to New Jersey. Well, that's good. Because that's about where I drop out. Right over that bridge that they try to sell you out there in New Jersey. That's where I lose everything. Let's go to SWL 77.
Hey there, Mr. Dennis. 77-010-17. Checking in and wishing everybody a good weekend and a great evening.
And likewise, you are sounding good. I put the X in the square. Nice loud radio. We'll probably hear more coming up in moments. Thanks. SWL 78. I heard Richard checking in with Brian on the 7235 net, so I'm going to get him checked in. He didn't know I was SWLing. He was putting in a good Good signal up here into Fresno. And 1017, they're waving at you on the chat.
Waving right back.
You can't get away with a 25 over signal and not kind of get full quieting on the chat room. All right, let's go to SWL 79.
79, checking in.
Oh wow, in the air chair tonight, and you're like strapped in. It sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
All right, now you can run away. SWL 80. I'm gonna need more water. It was outside a lot today with a shovel. Yeah, not working on an antenna. That's what I would have liked to do. And where is it that you'd like to be? Is it Chocolate City? I think so. 95-25. Got 25 in Chicago. Checking in. Looking good, sounding good, and staying up late. Boy, if we run late night 40 meters, Wisconsin, Chicago, Illinois, that whole area in there always comes in really good after about 11 o'clock on the SDRs. I don't know what happens. It's like a nice little extra NVIS hop. Well, thanks for joining us here tonight. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's glowing in. And he says he loves the show. I'm waiting. Was there a show somewhere? Maybe when the tube radios come in, it'll start. SWL 81. Out to the ditch banks for SWL 82.
Hey, good evening. 82 checking in from the ditch banks of Biola. Hello.
Hello, radio. I'm glad you can hear me tonight. We're kind of on reduced power, so I'm having trouble getting over Fashion Fair or out your way. I'm not sure what I have to. I have to go through something. Maybe it's that building. Maybe it's the farmer's market. But you're sounding good, and the voice you just heard. Take another transmission.
Yeah, maybe it is the Biola water tower. Maybe that's what maybe you ought to put an antenna up there on the Biola water tower and aim it towards Fresno, and there you go.
Actually, you just have to be. Oh, there it is. The meter's right in front of me. You just have to be near a water tower. When I was in Manhattan Beach, had a station, talked to some stations, and they were on the lot right next to the water tower, and they had a beam, and they would point that beam right at the water tower. And it would do weird things and just reflect the signal all over the place. So I think all you have to do is get your beam pointed towards the water tower. Ditch Bank's sideband net, your Friday evening decompression place to be at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I guess it is now on 27,365, 36 lower. The voice you just heard, Ron, is the net control there. There's a check-in, and there's room for visitors and Skip Land to come in. And he's got a bodacious station, so he will hear you, and you will hear him. Thanks, Ron.
All right, have a good one.
SWL 83. You know, there's a lot of places to have, as we say in the two-way radio business, Foxtrot Uniform November on your two-way radio. You just have to be ready and waiting. You know, each night there's probably something fun to do. And if there isn't, well, figure out something fun to do. Who am I calling? JZ, SWL 83. I'm making sure you didn't scroll off my screen. And Victor's got his striker on Channel 11 with the Browning antenna out in New York. And as they say, he can't hear nothing. And I know why, because there's nothing to hear. Same way here, you can hear how quiet it is on the receiver, which is okay, because we're talking local here at the moment, but you never know if we'll get some E-skip or something else. Let's get to the dynamic duo and the dynamic duo. That's Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl, 84, 86, 87, and 88, respectively. Let's go to SWL 89. SWL 90. Oh, there's 83. Well, let me go back. I missed you, and we're still on that page. There it is, JZ. I don't know why I didn't see you, because you're right there. All right, out there in 8 land. Thank you, Lincoln Road. 83 is there. Did I put it up? Should be right above my head. Yes. That's how you know. That's how I know. 90. We called SWL 91. Felix, Mr. Felix was in the chat room earlier. So 91, I'll get you checked in. SWL 92. Victor says his second time here. He's got to set a memo. Do like I do. Where is it? Where's the Post-it notes? when you see Post-it notes all over the rack, it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Oh, that was yesterday. So hopefully you're not like me. Leave. However you're going to do it. Yeah, put a Alexa, remind me to go to that old tube radio network thing. Let's go to. Did I set up everybody's Alexas now? Let's go to SWL 93.
SWL 93, STD checking in there, Dennis.
Sounding good. There's no skip at the moment, but you're breaking a hole in the ozone regardless.
Always. Anyways, I hope everybody's having a great Saturday night. Dennis, thank you again for what you do. Appreciate it.
All right, and I have to dress up to do it. It wouldn't be the same if I didn't look like a radio operator from 1962. Thanks for checking in. Let's go to, let's see, Mr. STD is in SWL 95. SWL 96. Hello, Kurt. I was just checking in. We do have a Echo link coming up in just a moment. Out to Boston, SWL 97. Hello. Who said hello, Dennis? Over. Hello to the Hello Dennis on the Old Tube Radio Network. Number 30. All right. Well, I kind of thought we might have some items of interest. So let me just say quickly, I'll put the big 30 on the screen so you guys can see the 30 and the 10 over. That way you'll know you got checked in. 30 and 10 looking good.
I sure appreciate it. Thank you much, sir. 73 Studios.
All right. I'm on reduced power tonight, so good for having a receiver that can pick up a mud duck tonight. All right, SWL 95, 97. Let's go to SWL 98. That was 30 all the way in northern Idaho. A little bit of E-skip coming in. Tracy, I've got the X and the square for you. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah, that was even louder. He may be 20 over by the time we're done. SWL 99.
I like it when that happens.
Oh my gosh, it's like this switch just turned on. Let me bring, we're going to go to the Echo link here, but I want to bring up one of the DX maps and see what it's showing here. I had it up in a second. Here we go. There it is. I don't know if that's real time or not. Let me refresh it.
Hi, Dennis.
All right, yeah. It doesn't even say you should be coming in, but you're coming in. All right, there it is. Yeah, it's southern Idaho, 26 and 27, so the band's opening up a little bit.
SoCal in here, but that's about it.
All right, these guys in SoCal. Well, maybe you can talk to Ham Radio Lady. Yeah, Ham Radio Lady, if you're listening, the station we're talking to right now is in Idaho, so it might be hearing you down that way. All right, back to the net here. Boy, it's like 6 meters the way it's coming in. It comes in for a second, it's gone. Let's go to the Echo link. All right, let's go to the Echo link. And see what we got here. Hello, Tony, KD4BAO, KB6GFD, take a transmission. We're looking for SWL 100. That's Tony. Tubes on the air. Joining us from Where's Tony coming in? He's coming in from South Carolina.
Hey, Dennis, please check in SWL 100. Sorry for the delay. Good hearing you. Back to net control.
No problem. You sound good. We've got SWL 100 in. I know you are getting ready to activate and fire up tubes on the air. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. 73 KB6 GFD. So Tony is in on the Echo link, and while we are here on the Echo link, let's pick up Albert, KI6CBA from KB6 GFD. How are things going in Nevada? Over. See what Albert's doing up in Nevada tonight.
Hello, radio. Oh, gosh, my modulation's working real good. Oh, it's hotter than heck up here. They say it might snow, but I doubt it. But it's going to be hot. It's hot today. And I'm just looking forward to the radios and listening to more of the shortwave listeners here. And it's going to be fun. I guarantee it.
I always like a guarantee. What was the old guarantee? I can't remember. Do you guys remember the old guarantee that we used to have on the old Tube Radio Network? It's when we check in your radio, it's not guaranteed for a week. It's not guaranteed for a month. It's not guaranteed for a year. It's just not guaranteed. So that's our guarantee here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Albert, thanks for joining us. You're sounding good on the Old Tube Radio Network, 73, KB6 GFD.
I'm checking out 73 for Dennis. Good night.
The Old Tube Radio Network page for Echo links. SWL 102. John wanted an early check-in, I believe, out in Arkansas. Unless you're there, I'll check you in again. Oh, he's right there. How did I get that wrong? I thought you were already maybe on the Amtrak to Chicago or something. Or you were traversing Route 66. Saying hello to all the shortwave listeners. Who's listening in right now and they're using a clip lead onto their metal window screen to get the Old Tube Radio Network? That's the fun way to do it. Let's go to SWL 103. What is Joey doing? Tango Romeo 21 X-ray out there in South Carolina. And Ham Radio Lady, that is the way the skip is. Idaho was in for like 2 minutes, and then they're gone. So it's gonna be like 6 meters, where you got a little opening in a window, and it'll pop around. So the band is open. You may start hearing some stations from north if they're listening into us. I don't know who else would be listening to Channel 11. Let's go to shortwave listener. Where are we going? Oh, SWL 109. Somebody said proxy in Mr. Crawdad, which I will do. Yeah, when it's open. You get an opening on 6 meters. It's just like, here's a 40 over signal, and then it's gone. It's crazy. Who's the big 6 meter guy down there? Is Gordo? He's running 6 and 2. He's probably talking to Hawaii. Let's go to SWL 110. Shortwave listener 111, I talked to Robert earlier from Readly Direct, sounding good. SWL 113. The guy that checked in is 00 to get things started off, SWL 114.
114, checking in again.
And there's a lot of X's. I have to put dual X's, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. He's already up to 10, and we're not even 8 weeks yet. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you for the 2 X's, Dennis.
It's a triple X? I don't know what that means. It means don't drink it if it's on a bottle. Let's go to SWL 128. That is John, Fairfax, Virginia. He was in the chat last week. I hope it's working. Sometimes the new and improved chatty thing gets hung up. But it looks like it's there. I can see it. You can actually stay on the ultrabradio.net page. You don't even have to go to YouTube. And you can chat right at the big glowing tube. Pretty cool stuff. I bought Gordon West's book when I was going from general to advanced, I think. And this was in 1987 when he was an old guy. Now I don't know. He just keeps showing up at those ham fests. But thanks to Gordon West, I was able to advance to the advance call a long time ago. Let's go to SWL 131. Plus, he showed up at Fresno Ham Fest a couple of times, too. He's not just he's an all-over guy. He's not just a Southern California guy. He goes all over the place. Let's go to SWL 1... Oh, that's right. Here you go, Cliff. 135.
Hello. SWL 135, checking in.
135 checking in and checked in. You are sounding good. We've got a spot for you on the radio list.
Thank you.
SWL 137. Show air listener 145. I think Tony sent us some questions again. We'll do that. We have time for the questions if I can find them at the end of the net here. Let's go to 147. Neil checked in earlier, and we got the report on the DX and not DX.
You're back in there, Dennis.
I know, and likewise, you on the Eagle. They're listening for you in Southern California as well, over. All right, that was the voice.
My static had let up for a minute, and now it's back, so I don't know if I'll be hearing you guys.
All right, well, like I said, they're listening for you in Southern Cal. We'll give you a report. And Joey, I see you. Don't go away. SWL 103. I'm on your page. Paul is in Odyssey in Arkansas. Is that where it's at?
I do want to check the grounding info if I might.
Yeah, is that the Mark III? The Mark III? The Mark III, over? Is that the Mark III, over?
Yes, it is. That is affirmative.
All right, Browning Golden Eagle Mark III. It's on the playback. You'll hear it, over. All right, I'm just low power. That's my problem. But it's on the playback. That'll be our first radio tonight. Man, I love these conditions, just like 6 meters. Okay, you'll hear it on the playback. It's good.
14, waving a hand, Dwayne.
Yeah, I'm low power tonight, Sean, so yeah, go for it. Thanks.
14, good evening to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi there, Dwayne. Dennis has got low power, but I can hear him too, so check me in, Dennis, and I'll be back for the tube radio portion. And have a good evening there, Dwayne.
Roger, 14.
Oh, you got over the noise. That's a fact, my friend. All right, take care. 14, have a good evening. 30 south listening.
All right, we got the best radios tonight. So the band is open. It's supposed to get good. As we get into the summer months, the sporadic E is supposed to be happening. Thank you, Sean. Perfect timing.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, so we got 147 checked in. How about SWL 188? SWL 195 up in Coarse Gold.
195, checking in, Dennis.
All right, you're sounding good. Got you checked in on kind of getting wild out here. Thanks.
Boy, they all sounded good.
Let's go to Madera Town. If we're going to have skip, let's have the short skip, SWL 223.
Yes, SW.
All right, well, that ain't short skip. That's like 10 over. I lost the audio for a little bit, but you got a great signal, so not a problem, over.
Okay, well, I just turned the radio on, so it'll probably be drifty. It's not this one, but the radio of interest has only been on for about 5 minutes.
All right, now it's 10:15 over. You got a great signal, and that was good audio that time. So it is ready to go. The tube list is coming up. So Robert is in. Let's go to Mr. Shockwave, SWL 226. I'm going to get Jeff checked in. He was in the Ditchbank sidebound last night. I don't know where he was on a mobile somewhere, but it sounded good. All right, anybody else I missed? Over. Oh, it looks like we got some new pictures coming in, so I will try and get those up and running. Let me do quickly the questions from Tony. I've never seen them before, so here we go. One, in fast scan amateur television, how many frames are there in 1 second? This is fast scan radio television. So slow scan is the one you hear on HF going. So that is the slow scan stuff. That's, Mark and whatever. But fast scan TV is the same what you would look at on your television on your television at home. So the answers are 100 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second, or 6 frames per second. So A120, B60, C30, DN6. So the answer to that, I'm a TV guy, so I know this already, because we have to know that. What is your frame rate per second on like NTSC regular television?
30.
30 would be a good answer. 30 is correct. It's 30 frames per second. That's your standard, theoretically, at least here in this hemisphere. Might be different in Brazil or something, but it's 30 frames per second. That's your fast scan TV, just like you're watching now. You just turn it on and you're there. All right, question number 2, and then we'll get to the radios. See where the band is at. And okay, number 2. What was the first amateur band that live transmissions of SSTV, that slow scan TV, was tried on? Oh, look at this. And there's no ABCD. Anybody want to know what amateur band that they first tested transmission of slow scan TV?
6 meter?
That's close. It's a trick question, but it's a good answer. And the answer is 11 meters. So back before, 1958, when it was Class D, they used, and they didn't say what frequency, but they used the 11-meter band to test out slow scan television. Yeah, where NTSC, who was talking about PAL, was Brazil and some places in Europe. You can do a search for like TV standards and PAL and NTSC, and they'll show. But Brazil used to be. I remember that the manufacturer said that you can have anything you want unless you're in Brazil, because it's different there. It's probably PAL. All right, thanks. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to set up for the tube radios. And if the band is open, crank it up and see if you guys can get back to Dwayne while I'm working out here. I'll be right back.
And good late evening, Dwayne. If you can hear Dennis, 1017 on the 58 Lincoln.
All right, he's coming back to you.
Yeah, it's in and out, but glad I could make the trip, Dwayne, and you and the missus. Good to hear you guys in there. Have a wonderful weekend. 77-10-17.
Okay, I stepped away from the air chair, but it sounds like you guys were making a contact.
Yeah, I was surprised this old girl made the trip.
Yeah, the conditions are spotty. It's a lot like 6 meters right at the moment. Come up and go way down real quick. Let me bring up the DX map once again here. Where are we at? Yeah, it's showing true right up where he's at. So the band is still in. Looks like we might get some stuff out of Arizona and Texas maybe. Very spotty. Guys on the East Coast got some stuff. Up in Virginia. Louisiana. And I can hear it way down on the noise. All right, let's get started for the Tube Radios, the old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The old Tube Radio Network.
Your old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark and having some skip conditions here tonight. The stations that are running a full 4-watt, 5-watt DC input might be able to make the grade tonight. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching the replay, this is the net from March 28th, 2026. And if you're live, wherever you might be, give it a shot here on channel 27085, and we'll get you checked in. Like right now, we are listening.
223
277.
All right, I'll take them in order. We've got 22377. Who else was there?
135.
56. 60.
All right, I think I got everybody. So in reverse order, in between the skip, Joe, you'll be radio 7. Phil, you'll be radio 6. Sean, you will be radio 5. Cliff, you will be radio 4. Dennis, you'll be radio 3. And Robert, 223, is going to be our next radio. Radio 2. Radio number 1, of course, is Dwayne on the Browning Golden Eagle Mark III. And the band is opening up. They're saying that they're starting to hear something a bit into Southern California. So it could be interesting. Robert, I hear you. Take a transmission and tell me what's on the other end of the coiled cord. Over.
Okay, Dennis. I'm under manual TR control, so if you can give me a little bit of delay before you key up again. You probably won't know this because it's missing something key, but this is a Browning S23, and there's no ping because it's just the transmitter. This is an orphan transmitter that I picked up. This is kind of the oddball one with the 6AQ5 modulator and the 7558 final, and it has a metal spot switch on it.
It sounds good. Yeah, to do the ping, you've got to have the matching receiver or some type of receiver where you could get the speaker open for just a little bit. I think I have. Let me get to the right spot here. It'd be that one right there. Browning Labs Eagle S23 from the collection of Rob, but there it is. And yeah, that's all we hear. It doesn't matter if your receiver's solid state because we're hearing the tube transmitter. So that's the thing. You've got the it's got the on the air light, is that correct?
Oh, actually I can do a ping, I just don't have to turn down the volume. Yes, I was going to say I can't see it in the dark, but when I key up, it is a red on the air with black lettering.
Yeah, it's kind of a red little spot there, and it's got to have the light to come in on the back. Got the Browning on. So this is the transmitter that went with the Eagle, because it's got the little silhouette of the Eagle. So a Browning Eagle S23 transmitter. It does have the meter on the side, so I guess that's letting you know. Does it show the modulation? Does it move with modulation when you're doing the RF?
Roger. It's dark here, but I can see it, and then there's a little, looks like there's a little modulation indicator down below the meter.
Comment.
All right, and comment. Hello, Harvey. I think you can hear Robert. Go ahead.
Hey, Robert, please tell me you're not at home.
I am not at home.
I'm not at home.
Okay, Robert. Because if you were at home, my receiver is super good.
No, I'm not at home, but I will be heading back. It's been a long day, as you know. I've been on the road since 3 o'clock to go to the swap meet, so I only brought one radio and kind of in a seedy spot here in front of a massage parlor, so I'm not going to stay here very long.
Okay, yeah, that sounds excelente. And yes, I'm working on a receiver for you. Okay, take care.
All right, sounding good, Robert. Very good audio. What microphone are you using on the S23?
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask. This is a banana mic.
All right, sounds good. Got a lot of, I hear background noise going on. As always, the Browning's got very loud audio. So were you up in Loomis today?
Roger. Not much there. CB-wise, I picked up a GW12 for parts or whatever. That was the only tube CB radio that was there.
Okay, yeah, the Loomis Lincoln swap meets are usually pretty good. I know a couple of stations that I was talking to on 40 yesterday, they said they were going to be up there. I think one of the guys might have had a Kenwood 950 SDX and some other stuff. All right, well, at least you found something for that. That's a long drive up 65 and back here. So you made it. Your radio is sounding good. The Browning S23. We've got a great picture of it. Half of the Eagle. The Eagle has landed, and now you're taking off for home. Thanks.
All right, Dennis. Have a good evening, and I'm going to turn this thing off. Hopefully it's fairly stable. It's been on for about 20 minutes now. I was running a little bit late getting set up.
Okay, no problem. It sounds good now. The microphone is 100%. And like Harvey said, big signal into the net here, and you'll be able to watch the replay, I don't know, in about about an hour and 15 minutes or so into the video. You'll be able to hear how great the audio was. And oh, you know what? I'm not sure I had the S meter up here, so let me put the S meter cam up and take one more transmission so you can give yourself a signal report.
Okay. I'll go on there. Yeah, not much 11 meter wise at the swap. Some good parts. I picked up a good load of parts for Harvey and a bunch of parts for me and some other miscellaneous test gear and that. But radio wise, it was below normal. Usually that's a pretty good swap. The Sacramento swaps are pretty good for tube type stuff, but not this month or not this year.
Okay, well, that's too bad, but yeah, I've heard the Lincoln Loomis is usually pretty good. He came back with something. Thanks for radio number 2, the Browning S23. All right, I will continue on, but first I want to say hello, radio 2, SWL78. You know, Richard, I got you checked in because I heard you talking to Brian, was it Friday, on one of the check-ins, so I said, well, I heard you check in on 235, but here you are live and direct on the old Tube Radio Network, so put the X in the square and make it official for SWL 78. Okay, speaking of which, that's easy to do because right next to 78 is SWL 77, who's our next radio. Hello, Dennis and crew over there. Over.
And good evening, Dennis, and all the listeners. 77 on the 1958 L2000A Lincoln 5-channel, 6-tube, and non-amplified D104 from 1953.
One of the first 11-meter Class D radios. After they got through with playing around on slow scan TV on 11 meters and figured out, I don't know, what good is this band? Lincoln came out with this beautiful radio. Let me go to the full page. Nice. Copper. Assuming that's copper. You have to get out some special cleaner for that, I think. Anyway, it's great audio. Take a transmission.
Yeah, and this radio has the full copper chassis also, and nothing's really been done to it. It's pretty much all original. I'm sure some of the tubes are a little tired. Harvey did work some magic on it for us when we first got it off of eBay. It had some crystal issues that Harvey took care of. But I'm going to get in there and do some tube testing, and I'm sure there's some capacitors that need some vital rejuvenation.
Well, it sounds good. I've got you're at 20 over, and I'm not hearing any buzzing that I think is a bad thing. Looking at the radio here, what a pretty radio. And it's got the, is that the talk bar? I'm trying to think. I see your microphone. Let me go full screen and see. Yeah, look at that. Receive and transmit. Do you have to hold that down or does it lock?
If you go down, it will just flip right back. But if you flip upwards, it will lock into place like it's doing now. And then I reach over and flip it back down.
Nice. So you've got 5 channels on the crystal, and I see them there in the window. Looks like you have to put a piece of paper, write them in. And then below that is your tuning noise limiter. I'm just looking here, and if we go to Radio Lifer, LIFERRRR, we will get your view right in the front of that radio tonight, right?
That is correct. As soon as OTR has finished up tonight, we'll go ahead and post the video on YouTube and TikTok of both sides of this conversation.
Looks good. Just brought the meter up at 20 over. The radio is the Lincoln Model L200A. Boy, I'm not that familiar with the radio, but it sure sounds, and with 5 tubes, I don't know, but it sure sounds like it's plate modulated, but I could be wrong about that. Nice audio. You've got the classic 1953, or is it 63? What microphone is that? That's the D104, right?
This is the non-amplified D.
Oops. Oh, non-amplified. All right, I thought I lost my receive there. Non-amplified D104, looking good. A lot of people saying that radio is loud, and you know what? That radio is loud. So we've got you in for radio number 3. Thanks for posting the video. Let me go back to the screen. Not only do we have a front view, but let's take 1 minute to talk about this other view that I'm going to bring up, and this is the side. Where is it? Or the back of the radio. It's got the schematic. This must be the bottom of the radio. Over.
Installation goes through.
Okay, and I'm looking at the schematic here. That's on the bottom of the radio?
That is correct. It comes with a full schematic and the tube complement on the bottom of the radio.
Okay, that's up in the OTR picture archives. Pretty cool. Got the serial number, and the sticker is still on. Most of it is still on after all these years in the Lincoln. Kind of rare. I mean, we've had these check-in before, off and on, for 40 years. I think Paul had a couple, Jim had a couple, but we haven't heard one in a while that sounds that good. Very nice.
Yeah, it's really cool when you sit here and you're listening and looking at the radio and you're thinking, wow, some guy in 1958 fired this thing up and was just ecstatic and dancing a jig just like we do every time we get to get out here and talk on it.
It does great for 5 tubes. I think the 7-tube radios like the Hustler and the Hallicrafter CB3A. You can pull out a couple more tubes and still be good to go. Push to talk lever. Power supply. Are you plugging into the wall? You running a 12 volt or 6 volt supply? How are you getting that on?
She is on the Variac, and the Variac right now is sitting at 118 volts. She's plugged right into it.
Looking good and sounding good from Lincoln, 1958. So when the FCC banged the gavel on September 11th, said Class D happens, 5-watt DC input to make your call letters. You license the radio, not yourself. Oh, speaking of which, I've got more radios. Is there a license? Sometimes the old radios, the guys would put the license right on the radio, but it looks like it's fallen off.
Yeah, it looks like it had some indicator on there of probably, base station number 2 and its call sign, or base station 1, or, the kitchen radio with the call sign. I don't know, but it wasn't there when we got it. But you can see remnants of something they had on there.
Yeah, you can't expect those Dymo label makers to last for 68 years, but the radio's sounding good here in the way into the 21st century. Radio number 3, Lincoln Model L200A, sounding as good as it might have been when people dressed like me to talk on the radio back in 1962. Good job, and thanks for bringing it by.
All righty, I sure appreciate it, Dennis. We appreciate everything you do. Wonderful show, like always, and I hope everybody has a great weekend.
So far, so good. The Old Tube Radio Network. Something we have been doing, and I kid you not, since 1986, when a group of us got together to get off of the busy channels, back when there were busy channels, and said, you know what, we've got these tube radios, let's just turn them on and have a chat or two, and it is still happening here. Think of it like the Car Collectors Club, when you go out on Friday and Saturday evenings to the hamburger stand, and you can wander among the tail fins and the chrome of the Plymouth Furies and the Edsels and the Buicks and whatever else might be out there. Speaking of radio items, 135, I don't think you're mobile in the Buick tonight, are you? Over?
Negative. I am stationary out here in the CB Cabana.
267-8267, we're hearing you out there in that LA, no doubt about it.
All right, and a little bit of skip land. We're talking up and down the state. Central California, Northern California, Hawaii's coming in, Idaho's coming in. Your signal is good. I don't think we'll have a problem tonight. This is the Old Tube Radio Network. We're on Channel 11. We're also streaming on the Universal Media Net Web. If you're hearing us from afar, you can go to your device, whatever it might be, and go to oldtuberadio.net and hear both sides of the conversation. Cliff, over to you, and tell us the item of interest. Over.
Well, if I can make it over that guy, he's smashing in here pretty good. Some pretty heavy audio. Am I coming through?
You're sounding bueniferous. Over.
Bueniferous? I think that's a new one. Okay, this is SWL 135 here on the International Crystal Manufacturers Executive CTZ 100, Charlie Tango Zulu 100. And there are many pieces to this radio. Let's see, there are 9 tubes in the transceiver and 2 tubes in the speaker S-meter unit for a total of 11 tubes. There are 12 transmit channels, but all 23 channels can be received on the VFO receiver, or you also have your choice of 2 crystal-controlled receive channels as well. Back to you.
Wow. Okay, now we have a 3-piece radio, but not like what we're used to seeing for Buddy Bass, where it's transmitter, receiver, and a speaker, or 2-piece. This has some interesting. We've got a transceiver, and that would be this. If you're looking at the picture, that's the unit in the middle. The other side looks like an S-meter speaker combination, and then a microphone preamp, I believe is what you said. All 3 pieces, and I'm just wondering if you need all 3. It looks like you might be able to just get by with the transceiver and put the other 2 on the wish list. Over.
Yeah.
Yeah, the transceiver will operate all by itself. It has a built-in speaker. You must have a certain plug in the back to make it work. I found that out today. I already knew that, but I screwed up. When I first turned it on, I forgot to plug in the speaker meter into the back and couldn't understand why I wasn't hearing anything. Yeah, you must have that rear plug. There's a plug you can plug in and just, like I say, operate the transceiver, or you can plug the meter speaker combo into the back of it for the same results. But you must have something plugged in there. I think it's pins 1 and 2 have to be jumped, or you don't hear anything. Oh, and incidentally, the picture there is showing the original handheld non-amplified microphone made by Shure Brothers, but I think it says International on it. But I'm not using that. I'm currently using a Turner Plus 3B amplified base station tabletop type microphone. Back to you.
Yeah, great modulation, nice and punchy. We're showing the Shure microphone. I want to say hello, radio, to Mr. Nobody. We heard you if you go back 10 minutes in the net here, you'll hear yourself coming through, probably beaconing up and down the whole state. So Mr. Nobody saying that executive is clean as heck, and I agree. All right, on the picture, I'm looking at the radio, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many transmit channels is that radio again?
That is 12. There are 12 transmit channels, which gives you a pretty good mix. If you need a lot of channels, and this is a pretty early radio. You will not find any of the International Crystal radios in SAMs, but I do have a nicely reprinted manual, which is extremely informative. And they're kind of hard to come by because, like I say, none of these made it into SAMs. Although I have no idea why. There's probably a personal thing with the company. Who knows?
Maybe Sam was absent that day. I always thought there was 49 states, and it turned out I was absent the day we talked about Alaska. So you sometimes you just don't know. I see the 12-channel selector. I see the larger knob. Looks like you tune through 23 channels with some special ones that are highlighted there. Now there is a speaker in the executive. I'm going to pan over and we're going to go to the other unit that's got the ginormous meter or clock. No, it's a meter, and then it has more speakers. So in theory, we now have an external speaker S meter over.
In both theory and practice, I'm using it right now because you and everybody else sounds just great on it. I think it's excuse me, it's like a 4x6 speaker, and you see those two side vents. That's where your sound comes out of. Also comes out of the back of the box. And it really sounds great. But interestingly enough, the built-in speaker into the transceiver unit sounds great as well.
Nice. Just a nice addition. It matches everything. Still got the executive. I love the meter. It looks like it's got different calibrations for you. Anybody's an SWL. I mean, you're just kind of staring at the radio. You're staring into the magic eye tube. You're staring into the meter. At WWV, oh, now they're 10 over, now they're 20 over, oh, now they're in the mud. so that is the video portion of the radio. And hello to Art listening out in Tulan, Alpha Delta Charlie in New Jersey. We're talking about the executive International Crystal Manufacturing CTZ 100, and I'm going over to the final unit we will talk about that has exposed tubes and a transformer. It's like, be careful what you touch on that. Over.
Roger, have you got the back picture? I sent you a couple other pictures. I don't know if you got the advertisement. It shows all the goodies. So I did send you an advertisement picture, but it was after the beginning of the net. Before the beginning of the net, I sent you a picture of the back so you can see all the informative information located on the back. It's very nice. They really thought of just about everything on this radio, except they just kept giving you stuff as you collected it. And guess which one of the 12 channels I have channel 11 on?
Oh, let's see. Knowing you, if it's not in spot 1, it certainly should be in spot 11. Over.
And you would be correct. Yeah, I couldn't resist. Why not make channel 11 channel 11? That way I won't forget. Because if you look in the back of the speaker, it's a reasonably high-res picture. You'll see a piece of paper next to the speaker, and that you can actually read which channels I have in which slot. And because otherwise I'd never remember. Again, that's why I had Harvey put channel 11 in the channel 11 spot.
Okay, yeah, I see the college line ruled paper. Looks like it came out of the 3-ring binder just in there, so you don't forget. I will put a spot up on, there it is, there's the ad. Citizen Band transceiver talks about the accessories. International Crystal Manufacturing, 12-volt AC, 2-amp power, Model 100. Oh, one more thing, is that we got some other stations here. International Crystal Manufacturing was around until 2017. International Crystal Manufacturing of Oklahoma City has announced that it will be going out of business, and this is in March of 2017. At the end of May in 2017, Royden Freeland Jr., W5EMH, son of the company's founder, posted a letter this week on the ICM website. Gee whiz, we just missed him, huh? We will be honoring all orders that we have already taken. Wonder if they had any for that radio. And will be able to fill a limited amount of new orders depending upon raw material available, Freeland said. We would like to thank you for your past business. The success of ICM over the previous 66 years has been largely due to its amazing customer base. Royden R. Freeland Sr., founder of International Crystal in 1950, at first operating out of his garage. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? One of his first contracts was to produce crystals for Collins Radio. No wonder you're not off frequency. And the elder Freeland and his wife, he died in a 1978 air crash, and his son took over from the company, which expanded into the production of other electronics in the 1960s. Interesting. It goes on, but as usual, very great history for these companies. Always started out, very easily in the garage or on the kitchen table, and here we are, well into the 21st century, and we're talking about them right now. But take another transmission. I'm going to do a zero beat on that before we go. Over.
Okay. It may be just a tad low, but it's pretty close, and it stayed there pretty much all day. So it's holding its frequency quite well. And I forgot to mention at the beginning, from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You don't get a lot of radios out of there, so sorry I forgot to mention it. Also, on the meter, you might notice, you got S units and dB over S9 on the bottom scale, but on the top, I think that's a milliamp scale. It goes from 0 to 150. Oh, incidentally, you're coming in about 50 over. But with the little adjustments, I can actually make you anywhere I want you to be. But I think I have it calibrated reasonably well to 0. So what is that? 130 milliamps I'm getting at, and 50 dB over S9. You be the judge.
I judge it A1 quality stuff. You don't, we don't hear many of these. Any of these. This was 11-meter radio. It's supposed to be, some of them are simple. We've had a couple of those. Some of them are a little bit more complex. If you were thinking about becoming an amateur radio operator back in the day, this might have got you into your two-way radio. And it still works. So it's a testament to how well these radios were built before the FCC had to go in and say, you got to put this in, and you have to have a clipper, and you can't overmodulate this, and blah, blah, blah. It is, like I said, it's just like an old car. Pretty cool. They don't make them like this anymore. and they still work well, especially on a Saturday evening. Thanks for bringing by the ICM CTZ 100 transceiver, external speaker and S-meter, and the microphone. I guess we'll call it preamp. Do you have to have that? Can you plug the microphone straight in?
Yeah, as pictured, you'll notice the mic is plugged straight in. Yeah, you don't need to use the little mic amplifier, but it is a rare, difficult to find accessory, and it does come with the unit.
Good deal. I like that. Thanks for radio number 4. And Royden Freeman and all the fans thereof are applauding you now. Thanks.
Oh, that's nice to know. Thanks for letting me check it in. I think this radio is spoken for, and I hope that person will enjoy it when they get it. Again, thanks for letting me check it in. See ya.
All right, you betcha. Thanks for radio number 4 tonight on the Old Tube Radio Network. Jingle Singers are going to be here. That'll give Sean, SWL 14, time to step up into the air chair. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
And since 1986 or something, hopefully the station for you has been OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network, 27085, Channel 11. We picked that because a lot of the tube radios that we had at the time had one channel or one-channel radios, and guess what? They always had a Channel 11 crystal somewhere in there because I think this is probably a call frequency at one time, and so you wanted to get a channel or frequency that everybody might have in their radio. Sean, out in Sangertown, are you hearing the Mud Duck of Midtown? Over.
I am hearing you, but it is very staticky, I will say, this evening out in Sanger. And when I started off, I didn't have my glasses on, and I wasn't on Channel 11. And pretty soon I got suspicious and found I was on the wrong channel, and that's why I missed the check-in. And the radio that has the glasses requirement here tonight is the Robin T123 with the Magic Eye tube blinking away at me.
Boy, really loud audio. I guessed wrong. I was guessing he's on the Buddy tonight. He's on the Demco. 1, 2, 3 from Robin before the Panasonic 2 chassis. But as you said, kind of cool because there it is. It's got the Magic Eye tube, not the one that looks like the Pac-Man that we all kind of know, but the one where we're actually looking into the side of the tube, and as you approach your 100% modulation, the top and the bottom should come together, and I bet they are doing just that. Back to you.
Yeah, that's for sure. And the other interesting thing is the relay on this radio is super loud. It reminds me of, what a Morse code or key or something might sound like, probably. It does have an amplified D104 desk mic, and really aesthetically a beautiful radio with the Magic Eye tube and the color of the case and all that. But I do not like the way the received audio sounds. It's very harsh. And with static this evening, I cannot wait to switch to something a little different with a noise blanker. That's my only complaint about this radio. I don't enjoy listening to it.
Well, interestingly enough, you're not super high on the S meter, but man, you look and think, why is he not 9 over? It's just super loud audio. Doesn't sound like it's flat topping at all, so the radio is good. And I can hear the snap. There were stations, I remember when I first was listening in CB radio back in the 70s, guys would take the relay out. They liked that snap, like you were firing a gun when you keyed up, and they would take the relay out and mount it outside the radio on a board. so it resonate and make this big snap. And you do not have to do that. So it saved you a step over.
Yeah, that's for sure. So it definitely puts a smile on your face when you snap that relay and make the contacts jump. So like I said, it's a pretty average radio, I guess, a smaller unit, and but I love the Magic Eye. That's one of the most appealing things I think about radios, vintage radios, CBs. The Magic Eye, that's just the cherry on top.
Plus, it adds an extra tube to the complement. The Robin T123B, produced by Robin, 11 tubes, 2 transistors. I think that was for the DC conversion, because it does do a 12-volt DC if you got the right cable to go in the back. You can find out more about it in Sam's book 35, page 35, and they produced these up until about 1972, when I think the T123B took over, and that was the plate modulated other Panasonic chassis that was shared by a lot of radios. But this one works well. How about everybody complains about the Model Bs being very hot to the touch. So if you're touching the top of the radio, are you good to go, or can you cook a steak up there?
Okay, interesting you say that, because I have my fluke meter present, and I'm getting 114 degrees on the top of the case here. So it's not the hottest running radio. The 240D runs a lot hotter than this one, but it definitely is a warm radio, that's for sure.
All right, well, that's actually cool. Not a problem there at all. And these radios, I think most of them have what's called convection cooling. It's just vents, air flows through, and you're at 5-watt DC input, so it should work out well. Radio number 5 tonight. Sean, who's out in Sanger, so he's not very close to the antenna here, putting in a very loud signal. It's not moving the meter much, but sure sounds like it is doing what a radio should do, where you have 100% modulation and then some, done correctly. Sounding nice tonight. It looks like the skip has gone away, but you never know, it could be back. They might be listening to you in Pocatello right now. One more transmission, the Robin T123, and thanks for bringing it by. Over.
Yeah, that was really cool getting to chat with Dwayne for a second there. It's been a minute, so that was cool to get to hear his Browning out here in Sanger. And thanks for the time for my Robin tonight, Dennis. Have a great evening.
Thanks for joining us, the Old Tube Radio Network. We couldn't do it, of course, without our tube radio operators. That's sort of how it started out. So just an evening to bring the radios out, and it kind of morphed into what it is now. We got a lot of people listening that like to check in and say hi, and maybe we'll get a radio, or maybe we had a radio, or that's just like the one I had, or the one I remember my dad using, etc., etc. So good stuff right here in Central California. And I know there's a lot of other stations that do in a similar, vintage radio, or just get on the air night. We encourage that for sure. Radios right now, just for kicks. 56, we will head out your way. The radio, of course, has had plenty of time to warm up, and hopefully it hasn't melted yet. Hello, Phil.
Well, thank you, Dennis, for your consideration this evening. A Chris 23 Plus.
All right, I'll go into my big Rolodex of radios, and since I've done this before, I will bypass the ABC, because I know Chris, especially when it's 23 plus, will start with a K, and I think I have a card for it here. We'll put it up in front of the overhead projector, and we'll take a look at the radio, I hope, as we have, there it is, as we have you take a transmission. Over.
Well, this radio, interestingly enough, I am the first owner of this radio. I bought it. It was an eBay purchase, and the gentleman selling it, his father died and owned he owned a CB shop, and the son was trying to liquidate all his dad's good stuff. And one of those good stuffs was this Chris, new in the box, never opened, all the wrappings and accoutrement for packaging. So I'm the first owner of this radio. Over.
Nice. New out of the box. It sounds like you just took it out of the box. First owner. There might be a couple people out there listening that have their first radio, whatever it might be. I know I do. I've got my first Navajo 23, was a Navajo, a 23C or something. I think I've got my Regency Imperial. I wasn't the first owner of that, but I was out of the Navajo. So did it come in the original box?
Oh yes, original box, unopened, sealed. Well, I take that back. It was open for photographs, but the original manual in its plastic little baggie, and it had the AC power cord, of course, and a DC power cord. Original OEM type hand microphone, not unamplified.
Nice. And if you told me, I didn't write it down, the microphone you're using?
It's the original equipment manufacturer's hand mic, unamplified. I don't know, somebody out there that would take a look at it might venture a guess, but in the center it has the little blue dot Chris on it.
Nice. And I'm going to zoom in, and this is a good radio to follow the radio we just had, because this is the Panasonic number 2 chassis. So when Robin went to the T123B on some of the other radios, this was the chassis that was used. Your Chris 23 Plus is I think it's AM plate modulated. It was on the lower end of the scale of accoutrements for that chassis. I'm looking, and it does not have the range boost. And I'm just wondering, I have to check with Harvey if these radios actually had that range boost circuit and they just didn't bring it through, or if it was something they added. But it had the SRF meter. But it's basically the same chassis as a Robin T123B. It's got the mod light. You've got a band spread, so that's RF, or the receive VFO. Let me widen out here and go back to that. And they've got the CBPA, but it works great. You can see the holes in the top. We're talking about convection cooling. It is doing that thing. So transmit, I'll go ahead and see how well that crystal has been hanging on here in all these years. Over.
Okay.
Give me a count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over.
Not bad. 28.47. So it's dropped about 300 cycles. The FCC gives you 700 cycles plus or minus the center frequency of 27085. So you are still good to go. KRIS 23 plus. Original owner, I guess we might say, or the original out of the box item of interest. This one is in Sam's 45, book 45, page 89. And I'm looking. It will also run 12-volt DC if you have the proper cable in the back. Oh, here's the tube complement. 12AX7 in the audio. No wonder it sounds so good. And there is an operator's manual for, we've got a PDF of that, and it says thanks to Phil. So anybody need are looking to get one of these, want to see the instruction manual, you can go to oldtuberadio.com and look for the Chris 23 Plus, and you can have a PDF. Back to you, sir, for another transmission, and thanks for bringing it by, Radio 6.
Well, thank you again, Dennis. Sean was mentioning hot radios. Well, this one heats up pretty good, too. You can, it's hard to hold my hand on top of the radio for any significant length of time. Anyway, thanks, Dennis, and we got others standing by, so see you.
All right, that is a feature, or is it a failure? That's not a failure. It's a feature of that style, the Panasonic 2 chassis radio, the number 2 for Robin, and the Chris 23 Plus. I think if it doesn't get really hot, it ain't working. And you know, tubes are okay with that. Now, the surrounding parts, I don't know about, capacitors and resistors. You got to be careful. But tubes like it hot. The transistors, you better have some air conditioning going on. The tubes say no problem with that. So Good stuff. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radio's going in the dark. Who's next? Joe, we're coming up to you. But the Jingle Singers are about ready to do what they do best, and we'll be right out to you in about 20 seconds.
You're listening in the latest style at
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
I like the way they actually say wonderful Fresno, California, and they want you to believe that. Let's see. I hadn't been looking at the chat, so as you're jumping into the air chair, Joe, I want to make sure we didn't miss anything, or we need to answer some questions, or there's somebody I missed. Popcorn 913, hello radio. They were talking about you in the green room, and it looks like you went over to the machine and actually put in your best kernels, because I can smell it popping from here in the air chair. 23 Skidoo, SWL 23 is in the house, so let me jump in. Let me go back to the control room here, and we will get the official SWL 23 check-in. Where I defined the SWL check-ins. There are so many buttons from which to choose here in the Old Tube Radio Network air chair that I'm often not sure. There it is, that I've checked the right one. Let's see, who else? 23 Skidoo has a ton of simple radios. Does that make one a simpleton? Well, not exactly, but if there's a ton, you're going to be close. Joe, are you at the microphonium, OTR listening?
Yeah, yes, we are, Dennis. You got me out of that easy chair. Been sitting there chewing on jerky here for the past couple of minutes here, listening to all these beautiful radios this evening. A great bunch of radios, and really enjoy listening to Sean out in Sanger, because he always gives me a good chance to check my receive end on my radios, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Sean. John, Dennis, a messenger, 223. All 23 channels. My messenger, 223.
Edgar F. Johnson, the culmination of the Johnson Viking, or the white face, the black face, and then when E.F. Johnson in the late 60s was producing those, some of the first solid state mobile radios, they buffed up the Messenger 2 and came up with the 223, and it was such a good seller. They actually sold a version of it to Sears and Roebuck. They just kept doing it until about 1972, because as we've seen tonight, it was well built and lasts into the 21st century. There it is. Take a transmission. What microphonium are you using over?
Dennis, we are on the original desk mic. Kind of brown in color, similar to the radio. No battery. It kind of resembles a Turner Plus 2 from if you look at it from the style of the head. We got a beautiful speaker on the radio, Dennis. You always sound crystal clear on it. And this radio does receive well. And the transmitting part about it, well, you have to tell us about that.
Well, all I know is that E.F. Johnson, back in the 50s, were making radios that weighed 85 pounds, and we're putting out 50, 60, 70 watts. The Thunderbolt amplifiers and the Viking what's the other one? Viking 2. Paired them up with whatever receiver you wanted. The Valiant. A lot of the AM guys. If you go down to 75 meters or 40 meters, listen to the AM guys. They're all wanting their high-powered Johnsons. And at some point in 1958, 59, they started with the Messenger. They said, let's tone it down. Let's do the 5-watt DC input, although people like those radios because you could modify them for a little bit more power, and make it a transceiver. And this is basically that radio 10 years later with 23 channels and an S meter. I brought up the picture that shows the Johnson / Turner desk microphonium. It's got their, like you said, logo on the push-to-talk bar, the Viking head in the center. And this was a good deal. For $200, I mean, if you weren't going to buy that black and white console color TV for the living room, you would go out to your electronics store and get all 23 channels, an S-meter, and like some of the radios we saw tonight that had extra pieces and dials and tune this, very simple. Turn it on, find your channel, key the microphone, and you had everything you need. Now, it is a little tricky because I think they put the squelch and volume. You got to be careful you don't turn it up too high, right? Because then you think the radio's off.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to me all the time. I end up doing the wrong knob and cutting the volume off. But shame on the miss. It's a well-lit radio, Dennis. Good, solid radio, and it has been a good radio. And 11 is where it's supposed to be. I'm sorry, I have 23 channels. 22 of them are occupied. 11 is where it's got to be.
A lot of these radios sold. When I was getting my first, my feet wet in CB in 1970, 71, I think this is probably the most popular radio out there, the Messenger 223. There was a lot of old tube stuff coming in. The newer transistor sets were just starting to come in from Pierce Simpson and SBE and the like, and the Japanese imports were starting to come in, especially the Yaesu and the FT101 series and the Tempos and the Siltronics, although those weren't imports. So this was right in the middle of all of it, but you can't go wrong. If you're looking for a first radio when you will say, I need an old tube radio on my desk, you can probably find these fairly decently priced, and there just isn't, it's one piece. You don't have to go in the back and find that connector and put the microphone in and it's good to go. Even if it doesn't work, right, it really is, it looks like a nice, I really like the metal cabinet and the corners, the way they did it. So it looks nice sitting there, don't you think?
Yeah, you got it all in one package. Great. Thanks, Dennis. Doggone it, I know this is one of my favorites. And I know it is yours too. I know you have one there in the background, and maybe someday we can get a chance to hear it. Thanks a whole lot, Dennis, for doing what you do. We're going to put this one on the quiet side and maybe get another one fired up.
Okay, well, we have some time to do that. I'm going to check in with Harvey. I'll have to have a radio cam here when I read, if ever, I do the radio room redo. E.F. Johnson, Edgar F. Johnson, founded in Waseca, Minnesota by Edgar F. The company begins as a mail-order business selling radio transmitting parts to amateurs and early radio broadcasters in 1923. Wouldn't Edgar be pleased to see that 103 years later, the radio he created back in the 1960s is still sounding good? Thanks for joining us tonight. Jingle Singers jumping in one more time, and Harvey, if you're there, I'll give you a call after they're done. Over.
What are the magic numbers?
27.085 megahertz, channel 11.
Are the magic letters?
OTR.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Radio Magic.
Old Tube Radio.
For you.
And it is kind of magic. You think it's just all these radio waves, and they're above your head right now. You just have to have the right receiver to pick out the one that you want. Interesting stuff. And you know what? You know what's cool about the Old Tube Radio Network? Unlike that phone device that you may have, you will not get a bill at the end of the month for participating in the Old Tube Radio Network. I think that's what I like the best. Harvey, are you by the radio? Over. See, he said he might be taking a nap.
47 on the side.
Are doing something. So let's go to 47 on the side. I'm going to say that could be a copyrighted thing you're saying. No, it's 47 on your side. So 47 on the side is perfectly okay. Go ahead.
Oh, my God. That was unbelievably quick. It took me longer to comprehend what you just said than it did for you to actually say it. That's good.
Well, I only say that because I used to work there. And, management, when they come up with these goofy slogans and logos, they get kind of picky about it, and they don't like to see somebody else using it. So I think you're safe.
Yeah, thank God. And I almost feel compelled to ask. So someone from a local TV station apparently just retired, and I guess had his retirement party at the Elbow Room. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know exactly who you are talking about. I used to work with him back in the late 1980s and 1990s when he was an independent guy. He was a producer, and he would produce and direct television spots. I was working for a television production company, and this is when he came back from his stint in L.A., trying to be an actor. And I guess he was on, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was, you probably know what it is. I think he plays the bartender or something. And he was always looking for a gig, and then he finally got his foot in the door over at 26. And I will also spill the beans on something else, and is it on YouTube? No, it's not on YouTube, but there are a couple of videos that are out there where yours truly and the gentleman you're talking about share the screen together in various antics. Over.
Well, I'm almost speechless. I know you, well, I don't know if I should say this. I think I have footage of you sipping some sort of a cocktail by a swimming pool. We're not going to go there. And I don't know if I want to. Nah, we're getting too far away from what I'm using here. There's more to this story about the retirement party. I won't go into it right now because it doesn't matter because I've got a vacuum tube radio, and that's all that matters because it smells great. It's winking and blinking at me, and it works, and it's phenomenal. It's cool outside. Oh my God, life doesn't get better than this. And listening to everyone this evening, you sound great on this Robin T123.
And as well I should, because it's got a great transmitter, great receiver. It is our second 123 of the evening, enjoying the magic iTube and the fact that you can actually put your hand on top of the radio and not burn yourself over.
Oh, may I ask who had the other one?
Moments ago, you are radio number 8. Radio number 5, all the way from Sangertown, was the T123. Over.
Oh, okay. I think that gentleman that you might be referring to helped me out the last time I was in the giant forest on Morin Rock. Well, there it is. This one, you've probably already heard enough about it tonight, so I won't blab about it, with the exception of saying everyone's got to have one. It works great in the radio lounge if you have an amplified D104 like I do. On the road, it's absolutely phenomenal. I just adore using it on there. I'm embarrassed I haven't in quite some time. And again, it's got a magic iTube, which is just a spectacular feature. Everyone's got to get one.
It is a great radio. So if you're looking for something that's got a little more pizzazz, but it's in the line with a Messenger, a 223, but you got to have that magic iTube. You actually want to have something happening while you're talking. That would be a way to go. Sounds good. We're putting it down for Radio 8, and I think you like this one because you don't really have to shout into it, right?
No, you don't, and especially at this time of night, and double especially, if that's a term. When you got the sliding glass door open, you definitely don't want to be screaming too loud. The only other comment I could say about this radio is I've been battling a less than 2-year-old refrigerator. And it's mind-blowing how just the computer systems and the menus and the fans and the baffles that are involved in, modern refrigerators. It's just crazy. And trying to test the components, you can go on the screen on the gosh darn thing and test these things out. It's just it's amazing. And so I have an iPad too, right? And my iPad slowly, I can't use apps on it because the iPad's like, I guess it's not brand new. And I was looking, and someone came in and kind of did some research and said, well, no wonder it's not working anymore because it's like 14 years old. And I don't know how old this Robin is I'm on right now, but I would assume it's more than 14 years old. And it works great. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't annoy me. There's no menus to switch through. And, half the features or half the apps on it don't work, because it has no apps involved there. So it's like, it's faithful. It's Old Faithful.
It is Old Faithful. And if you went to the Robin T123 high school, you would have had your 50th reunion a couple years ago, believe it or not. So that's how old everything is. A lot of good comments about the radios. I want to say hello to Simon, is listening in from sunny Melbourne. What a great call, GTO in VK land. People would probably want that here in the States that are fans of Pontiac. Who else? Oh, and Foxman's got the 40 channel version of the T123B. You can do that. I don't know if anybody modified these. I'm not sure if they have the synthesized crystals in there or not, but it is sounding good. Everything is there. When we have some time not on the net, I will talk about our retired gentleman. I have a video somewhere. There is a video of me throwing him out, physically kicking him out of the other station that I worked at for when a guy at that place was retiring. He showed up. Anyway, it's a complex web of weather people and great stars that happen sometimes. So back to you for transmission. The what do you want? Robin T1, it's right in front of it. The Robin T123 sounding good. Might get a couple more radios before we jump out. I know we're going overtime. But see, all the ZLs and VKs, it is Sunday afternoon. So they're jumping in and listening to the radios. Our stations listening in from the East Coast are thinking, oh, man, it is Sunday morning. Are they ever going to stop? But we'll get a couple more before we get out of here. Back to you.
Okay. I'll be quiet. But I will say, I believe you were earlier referring to the movie Fresno that this gentleman might have been in. I think Carol Burnett was in there too. I could be really wrong on that. But there it is. So 73, sir, from the Radio Lounge.
I don't think he was in that one. There was another Fresno movie he was. No, this was a big movie, and it had a very big name actor in it. It's something I didn't see. It was back in the 80s. It was a big movie, and he had a small part as the bartender. So that's, back in the day when you realize that being in Hollywood is nice, but it ain't gonna pay the bills. So you hightail it back to Fresno, and you become a superstar there. Thanks for the Robin.
60.
Hey, Joe, 60. Radio 9 is where you are at. Take a transmission.
Thank you much, sir, Dennis. We want to go real quick to the Robin, 123B. This one here is one of my favorites. This came from a dear friend. He's no longer with us, King Kong. I got this one about a couple of years back from him when he was still with us. Dennis, we have all 23 channels and a few extras on this one. This one was blessed to have extra channels put into it. So with the working of a little switch up and one down and whatever it takes, we can go maybe as high as 36. I'm not for certain on it there. It's been a while, but one of these days I'll get a listing on the channels. Dennis, 11 tubes, all 23 channels on a D104 desk mic.
Looking good. As you know, don't touch the top of the radios. Looks like the birds, not the Eagles, but those other birds are going to be our top manufacturer tonight, all 23 channels. And you can, like yours has the semi-modification for 40 channels. Let me see if I can find Rich's radio. He's got it modified. Let's see. I think this is it. He's got it modified for, there it is, for 40 channels. Let me go to the full screen. And I'm not sure. I don't see any switches on the front. Foxman, you'll have to let us know how you do the 40 channels on that. If you've got a separate box, you've got some switches in the back. Joe, I think you said yours has switches, some switches on the front, right?
Yeah, little micro switches.
And then at some point you've got a 3x5 card that says switch up, switch down, turn around, sit down, and you're on channel 36, right?
Yeah, well, what I'll do is I'll go down to channel 1 and hit my switch and start there, picking up 27, 28, and so forth. Now, the next time I'm on the band, I will have the correct channels that are on this extra bit that we got. It may be 5, 6, 7 channels. I'm not sure, but I'll have the list here taped to the radio.
Interesting. Okay, and Foxman's actually came that way. It doesn't have switches, so I guess there are various ways to modify it. Maybe they put in like the chip that they used in the 240D or something. Interesting. Good radio. It is the Panasonic number 2 chassis. It is plate modulated. It'll go 12-volt DC if you want it to. It's got the range expand. So in that chassis, Robin was one of the ones to get all the stuff brought out to the front. External speaker, PA, fine-tune, RF gain, you name it. It is a good radio, and it is our number 9 tonight. Joe, back to you for transmission. Thanks for bringing it by over.
Well, thank you, Dennis. Thanks again for doing what you do there. Doggone it. Yeah, we have all the goodies on it, and also on the back end. Well-lit radio and a lot of fun to operate. We're going to say evening time to you.
All right, thanks. And it is getting that time. Let me just go back to the control room here and see, is there anybody else that has a radio and needs to check in or some comments over? Or maybe the Jingle Singers.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
All right, I'm going to do some counting and amounting. I'll be right back, and we'll see what we've got as we wrap up the old Tube Radio Network.
This is the I Dozed Off station.
Oh man, see, you were saved by the net controller counting and amounting. Did you have your wake up Ovaltine?
Oh, not yet, but I will have some. Anyway, I want to check in a Courier Royale. It's got the rounded hand mic in gold with the Courier script in the center. So I got that with it. And now I'm getting a phone call. Okay, I got to take it.
Okay, I'm going to put a picture of the Courier Royale. We don't hear many of them. Back, I don't know, 25 years ago, the Courier Royale was often one of our most heard radios. We had a lot of them out there. You could check in 6 or 7 of them with with no problem.
I'm back.
All right, you are back. Okay, I'm still looking for the courier. I'm sure I've got one here. Take another transmission.
Okay. Anyway, the Courier Royale from Phil 56, and it's already promised to a local, and I'm just finishing up on it. Needed a couple of tubes here and there, recapping, and a couple of crystals to get it close enough, so all the channels are close enough. And almost done with it, so then it goes to the local.
I was just tuning you in on the 0 beat, and it is that's very close. It might be 100 cycles high. Showing a picture of the Courier Royale CB transceiver special purple and gold, like the Courier Royale. I don't know if there was some type of a drink or alcoholic beverage. Let me go back to the radio itself. But this was the top of the line Courier. I think there were 3 models actually that were out at the time, and the Royale was the full 23 channel. So if you wanted to step up from the Johnson Messenger 223, this is probably what you would get, the Courier Royale. Used to talk to a good friend back in the day, the Courier Royale with a Demco modulator. That was a nice sounding radio. Over.
This one on audio receive doesn't get super duper loud. It's got like, what is it, a noise reduction type thing. So unless somebody's really loud, everybody is just right. And then, anyway, yeah, they had the Blackface Courier, 23 channel radios. Blackface Courier, Courier 23 Plus, Courier Royale. But then they had the business band radios, the Fleet Courier, what is it? Okay, the Fleet Courier, and then 2 others. One's the Fleet Courier Plus or something like that. Anyway, I've got one of each of those somewhere around the house. Anyway, this one goes local, and hopefully the local person is listening. If not, well, it'll be there hopefully within a week.
Nice, good signal, sounding good, and a lot of people helping me out. You can tell I was the designated driver back in my college days. Crown Royal was the purple and gold item of interest. 102 said he's got one of those purple and gold beauties. Thank you for reminding us. It has the Collins mechanical filter, so that's what bumped the price up of this radio. Is having the I don't know if it had a new Vista in there as well, but had the Collins mechanical filter. There's one other thing, and I know you need to go and we need to go here, but there's 2 other switches that you would not typically see on a radio, and I think one of them, well, no, it's got a squelch, but if you go to the right-hand side of the gorgeous 23-channel dial there's something called quieting. Could that be an RF tune? And then a sensitivity AVC, automatic volume control. Very interesting items to have on the receiver. Have you tried those out? Over.
Oh, yeah, and they work. The quieting, while you're talking, if I turn it from all the way up to all the way down, you don't change much at all. But if there's static out there, white noise, when you turn it down, it knocks that down. The sensitivity is an ABC. The sensitivity is an RF gain type control. And then when you pull out the AVC, then you get real loud.
Yeah, because it probably it turns the AGC off probably. That's So if you were just listening to static or somebody was down on the noise, you could pull that out and you just hope. You hope to the CB gods that your neighbor doesn't key up at 40 over and just blast you out. I know about that and the quieting. So it's really nice. I don't know. It's like not per se like a Q multiplier or something, but really nice to have. And that was the extra money you were paying for. I believe this radio was very close to $300. And it didn't have sideband. You know, some of the sideband radios at that sideband radios at that time. All right, I want to make sure I'm still in the area here. Would do that. Courier Royale sounding good. Hopefully, we'll be hearing it in future episodes of the old Tube Radio Network when it reaches its home. Over.
Okay. Yeah, the Royale. Probably based off color scheme and everything, the Crown Royal drink and color scheme. You also, if you could find it, you got a bag that said Crown Royal, a purple bag that the bottle could be put in, okay? And you got a purple bag with the radio. And I do have the bag for this radio. It's not in the greatest condition, but it does come with the radio. So they'll get that too.
Nice. And I have a good picture of that. Who is that provided by? Evil Knievel in Chicago. It's got us a lot of great pictures. Really great radio, new Vista, receive front end, great transmit audios we're hearing. And as he says, dig the custom cover. So if you've got the cover to go with the radio, you've got it all. Good stuff. Thank you, Harvey. Thanks for shortening the nap to get on the old Tube Radio Network. Over.
Roger. Anyway, I got one more to do because I have to do it. It's kind of a rule. So I'll do it after your next transmission.
All right, that'll be the Jingle Singers doing what they do best at this time. This is their song that says, "We're heading out the door," so make sure you do counting and amounting. You're listening to the old Tube Radio Network.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
And I'm wondering, how modern might you be? Over.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, check in the Golden Beagle. Get that out right. From Browning Laboratories. Custom D104 with the Browning Medallion, original Browning Medallion on the back of the head of the microphone. Okay, the Golden Bagel also has that too. The original, original copy, original medallion on the back of the head of the microphone. Anyway, okay, when you can, give me that phone call, and that should do it for me, and we'll catch you next week.
There it is, the Golden Eagle by Browning. That's the first. We had from Robert checked in the Browning S23. That was the Eagle. This was the transmitter-receiver combination. After that, the Golden Eagle flying across the receiver. Prior to the Mark II, the R68, T68. And I don't know, this was still in a reasonable price range because it was still 1960 something. but it was probably the price of a decent used car as well. Thanks for bringing it by.
Oh, you bet. Love to do it. Okay, you take care. We'll catch you next time. Good show, Dennis.
All right. Was there a show? Was there a show somewhere? I know the old Tube Radio Network was happening here in Fresno. Are they ready? We're ready for the totals. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
This will be... They're pretty loud here. We're still on? All right. Sometimes they're a little bit loud with the brass section, but they do a good job. The old Tube Radio Network, counting and amounting, we are And tonight, for the 28th, this is our last episode, I guess I would call it. Last episode of March. Thanks for joining us. We had 23 check-ins on page 124 on page 2, 19 on page 3, 21 on page 4. Do you have to be on the list? No. Do you have to wear a funny hat or know a secret password or a special handshake to participate? No. Just join us, as they say on television, join us, won't you, on the old Tube Radio Network. So 80 check-ins tonight. Not bad, 87 check-ins. Radios tonight. The most heard manufacturer. Now, we could possibly have a tie. We had, I believe, 3 Robins, and if you count the Brownings, we're there as well. Browning Golden Eagle Mark III starting off. Dwayne in Idaho sneaking in on some really interesting 11-meter sporadic E, jumping in like 6 meters, where it's 10 over and then it's gone. And then you're in Southern California, and then you're in Northern California, and there you are wafting in to the old Tube Radio Network. So, Dwayne, thanks for pulling us all out of the noise, and thanks for the Browning Golden Eagle Mark III for our first radio. Browning S23 following that. So, yeah, if we need to hear your transmitter, the old Tube Radio Network, that's what you're transmitting on is tubes. The S23, the first, and I write in there Eagle, the first one to have the little eagle silhouette head on the side, and it sounded pretty decent with the banana microphonium. So listen to that on the replay. You will like that. Lincoln Model L200A, 5 channels, copper chassis, 1958. Sure sounds like plate modulation, but I'm not sure at all if it is. Go to, just search for Radio Lifer, Liferrrr, and you will get to be in the driver's seat. You saw the other side and what it sounded like. Jump into the driver's seat over at Radio Lifer and see how cool that radio is on the Lincoln. Thanks, guys. Radio number 4, the ICM CTZ, International Crystal Manufacturing CTZ 100, sort of a one-of-a-kind 3-piece radio, and we will hopefully be seeing and or hearing more from that in future episodes. So thanks, Cliff, for bringing that by. Always a treat on that. The Robin T123, really loud. Sean, listen to your replay, and there was some crackling in the audio. You had some crackling in the receive, but it was just, I think it was just at full peak. It's like the runner trying to get over the finish line and just, you just can't. You just keep going. It was good. Robin T123, Radio 5, Radio 6, the Chris 23 Plus. That was from Phil, right out of the box, sitting in a shelf. As I never really used it. Would you like it? Sure. And here it is in 2026. Still working fine. Great story, Phil. Thanks for the Chris 23 Plus. The E.F. Johnson Messenger 223. Thanks, Joe, for that. Radio 7. Radio number 8, the Robin T123 from Mike. And then we had Joe on his Robin T123 Bravo. So that gives us the 3 Robins, the 3 Brownings, and then topping us off with the Courier Royale, which reminds me, I'm going to get some Ovaltine after the show. That's what we do. A guy with a pocket protector never has a key to the liquor cabinet. So we'll be heading for the Ovaltine. Thanks, everybody. Hope you can do something like this where you are. Get on the air night. If you are studying for your ham radio license, keep it up. The bands are still open. Cycle 25, as you heard on your 11-meter radio, is still working great, and it'll be nice to have some more real estate when this portion of the HF band dies out, and you'll have some real estate to jump in on for some two-way activity by upgrading. So do that, and we'll talk to you. So have a good evening, and we will catch you next time on the old Tube Radio Network, 72 plus 1, if you like to do the math. Over.
Good night. It was a tie between what radios?
We had 3 Browning manufacturers, and we had 3 Robin manufacturers tonight. Over.
Okay. So, it was just the transmitter, but that gets counted as one. Okay, so you don't have to include this radio. We'll pretend I didn't use it.
We'll pretend you didn't use it. So let's see. We had the Beagle. Oh, wait a minute. Did I put you in there, Harvey? Courier? Browning? Well, wait a minute. You did use it, didn't you?
Oh, the Golden Beagle? Yeah.
Yeah, because I even put it on the screen, but I didn't write it down. Why didn't I do that? So if that is the case, and they're saying it is the case, then it is very possible, and they're saying that it is possible, that the Brownings, are we confirming? Yeah, the Brownings may be the most heard manufacturer. Over.
Okay, we had that Mark III, we had the S-23 transmitter, and, well, mine near the end, but what was the other one? I can't remember.
Nor can I. So that's why I'm reverting to my list here. So we have a Browning S-23, and we established a long time ago, as long as we hear the transmitter, even if you have a transceiver and the receiver is broken, as long as we can hear it, we're hearing the tube transmitter, it gets checked in, even if you use a transistorized receiver to hear us. So the Browning S-23, regardless of what the receiver was, is perfectly okay. So we have a Browning Golden Eagle Mark III from Dwayne in Idaho. See, Dwayne is the magic number here. Dwayne coming in is what's going to make this different. Browning S-23 from Robert, and then, wait a minute. Was there another Browning? No, wait, there's still three. So that is correct. We are right. Browning Golden Eagle Mark III, R68, T68. So it is three. Over.
Well, do I want to include this or not? Nah, I don't want to piss off the robins. Okay. I might walk outside and get hit in the head by something. Okay, from a robin. So we won't include this one.
All right, well, that's why I didn't write it down, but I had it selected to memory. So you should thank Dwayne for actually getting you guys into the race here tonight.
Of course. Okay, you take care. And anyway, this is the S-23 with the R-27. Anyway, I'm working on a receiver for Robert. And I just got to get the right one sounding good, and then I'm going to get it over to Robert so we can have the whole combination. Anyway, don't include this one tonight. It won't be fair. Okay, give me a call when you can there tonight.
I will do that. Yeah, this is going to be on the footnote that it was been there, done that. 73, thanks everybody, and I'm out of the air chair. Thanks for staying up late or getting up early, or having a great afternoon wherever you might be. The Old Tube Radio Network.